Hello, this is Matthew with Trade About Marketplace. I'm here to continue our series on the MT4 platform. Here I will discuss how to set up charts, explain the market watch, and how to create templates and profiles, and pretty much anything else you'll need to really make the most of the platform and to make the best trading decisions. Start with the market watch. Again, if you don't see it, you'd simply click this icon here with the arrows pointing in the opposite direction. The market watch basically is the control center for the different symbols offered. Every broker has different symbols that are offered. They may not all show up when you first load the platform. If you don't see what you're looking for, you can right click, you can go to show all, and it should display all the symbols that are offered by your broker. Sometimes you can look at different sets by going to sets. In this case, we've only got Forex and Forex All. You can even create your own custom menu or market watch list depending on what you want. For example, you can, let's say you don't want the New Zealand dollar. You can do hide and remove it. And let's say you want to add it back. You would need to go to symbols, and find the symbol in question and go to show. And it should appear at the bottom of your market watch list. But short, you can make it as short as you want or as long as you want. Again, we go to hide one, or you go to symbols to choose it and then to add it. To add a new chart or new symbol with a chart, if you want to use the existing chart that you have, you would simply choose a different symbol from the market watch, click and drag. So I'm changing this from euro dollar to pound dollar, and it'll change for you. You can also change time frames up here using the minute chart, 5-minute, 15, 30-minute chart, 1-hour chart, 4-hour chart, daily chart, weekly chart, or monthly chart. And of course, as the name suggests, each bar is that interval. Here I've got a 15-minute chart, so each bar is 15 minutes. The bar or candle always the time shown is always the beginning of the bar or candle. So this particular candle began at 10:15 broker time. To add a new chart entirely, there's two ways you can do it. You can either go to File, New Chart, and choose the symbol in question, or you can take another symbol and drag, and this time you would want to do it outside of the chart, because if you do it inside the chart, it's simply going to override the chart that you happen to click on. You can obviously you can open up multiple charts using the same symbol. So as you can see, I've got two pound dollars, both 15-minute. Give me different time frames. To close a chart, you would simply right-click on the tab, go to close. You can actually minimize, maximize, and restore them, which I'll show you how to do here. You can actually tile the charts as well. You don't have to use them as tabs. This way you can look at multiple charts. This icon here, the tile window, will always tile the windows full screen. To maximize your space, you can get rid of the navigator window and the market watch. To show the market watch again, you would click here, show the navigator, the folder, and the star. You can minimize them, restore them, or you can close. You can actually close them out here as well. Generally, when you first load your platform, it'll have a default chart settings, the cosmetic settings, something like this. Obviously, that may not be the most pleasant thing to look at. So you can right-click, go to Properties. You can change your background color by going to Background. Some people like black. I personally like black. You can do white, and you'll be able to preview what it looks like there. Some like gray. Basically, you want something that's going to complement anything else that you may happen to use there. The foreground is the outside borders and text on the outside borders. So you do red. The grid you don't necessarily have to have, which I'll show you how to remove that in a second. You can make that a different color. You have a bar up, which is the top wick of a candle, or when a bar moves up, it's going to cover the whole, it's going to outline the whole bar. Same thing as with the bar down. If the bar is moved down, it'll show the outline there. The bull candle is a candle that's moved up. It'll fill the inside of it. A bear candle is one that's moved down. It'll fill the inside of it. And a line graph is when you go to a line chart, which I'll show you how to do. If you happen to have a doji candle, doji bar, it's going to show up here like this. The line graph controls those colors. If you choose to use volume, you can choose a color for that down here. The ask line, if you choose to show it, you can specify the color for that. Same with stop levels. If you happen to use a stop loss or take profit, you can set the color for that as well. And if you're happy with the way your platform looks, you can click OK. That's just for the Colors tab. There's also the Common tab. If you want to change from candlesticks to a bar chart or a line chart, you would simply go here. And I'll go ahead and show you how that looks. A bar chart would look like this instead of candles. You can go to a line chart as well, which only shows the closing price. So these are all the closing prices. Go to properties. I'll stick with candlesticks for this demonstration. You can show the ask line because the price that you see on the chart is always going to show as the bid. It's not going to show the ask. So you'll need to take that into consideration when you enter trades. But you can show the ask line, which I'll do here. So in this case, the white line is the bid price and the red line is the ask price. So for entering long, you would need to look at the ask price. For entering short, you would need to enter at the bid price. We'll take the ask line off for now. You can remove the grid by unchecking this box here. It actually makes it a lot easier to see, in my opinion. And you can show the volumes at the bottom. You can actually see volume as a separate indicator here under volumes. For some that might be easier to see. Properties, you can also scale fix a chart 1:1. You can move it around, clicking around the mouse. That way it fixes it. You can also scale fix it to a minimum and maximum here. As long as you have this off here, you can, if you need to see above here and below here, click here and drag. You can compress it. And you can also expand it if you've already compressed it. Right. You can also add horizontal lines if you need to see, for example, a certain price level. You would just click here and then click again on the screen where you want it. Double click on the line, right click, go to horizontal line properties. You can change the price level if you can't get it precisely on here. You can also rename the object. Sometimes that's necessary. You can change the coloring. You can change the style. It can be solid. It can be dashed. You can also change the thickness of it. And you would do the same thing with a vertical line as well, although this will be time-based. To draw a trend line, you would click the diagonal line. You would want to click where you intend to begin the trend line, or at least basically you need to establish 2 points on which the trend line is formed. So I do it from this point to this point. And there you have the trend line. Of course, you can double click on it and change it again if you need to. If you want to remove the lines like this, you would double click. You can either hit delete or right click and delete. Okay, to draw a Fibonacci, some of you use Fibonacci. You would click this up here with the F and the dotted lines. Beginning where you want to see the 0%, you would click and drag where you would, actually it would begin at 100%, sorry, and you would click to where you want the 0% to be. For example, let's look at this latest swing. It's the downtrend, so you would click at the top and drag to the bottom of the trend. So for example, price, in this downtrend retraces up to the 23 or the 38.2 or 50%. So basically you would begin at the, you would draw from the beginning of the trend to the end of the trend, and it would be the same way if you were to do it in an uptrend. To remove, you would right click on it, double click, delete. You can also edit the Fibonacci levels. You would simply add the values. They generally range from 0 to 1, or if you want to go beyond 100%, it would be 1.618, 2.618. And of course you'd want to add the description so that it actually shows up here. For example, let's add 78.6. and it'll show up there like that. And I'll show you how to create a template. You go to Properties. Let's make the grid the same color as the background. Let's do an up bar of lime green. Keep the bar down, color is the same. Let's do a green bull candle. Do a red bear candle. Do a gray doji or a line graph. I'm not going to add volumes right now, and I'll keep it as a candlestick chart. Show the ask line. And I'm going to remove this indicator here. Right click it and delete it. To save a template, basically you would design the chart based on the chart properties as shown here. Then you would go to Tool, go to Charts, Template, Save Template, and you would rename it. You would name it something here. If you want to override an existing template, you would simply choose the name in question. If you want to make something your default template, you would save it as default, as shown here. So you can go between different templates here. Go to Template. You can either go to Load Template, or you can just click on one in your menu here. I'll use mine here. It's my favorite one. I just have a basic candlestick chart and volume. To create a profile, what you can do, a profile allows you to set up several charts in certain positions with several templates, so they're very easy to toggle between. So I'll set up a profile here, put on another chart. For example, let me add a template on this second chart here. In this case, I'll use our correlation map. Let's say that I wanted to set it up like this. You click down here where whatever word is down here in the middle. You would left click, go Save Profile As, and I'll just call this Demo 1. So let's say that I want to go back to the default. You can, or in this case, I'll go back to the default. Actually, it's the same thing, but let's say that I want to toggle the British pound. And let's say that I wanted to go back to my demo. I'll simply left click and go back to demo, and it would come back up. So you can actually toggle your different setups, different scenarios. For example, you may have different trading systems that involve different charts a piece. Well, it's very easy to toggle in between them. One other feature I did not show is how to add a text box. In this case, you would go to Draw Text Label. You would just click wherever. You would type in the name, and then you would type in whatever you wanted to actually say here. We can also choose the font. You can choose the font size. Of course, choose the font color. Go Trebuchet MS because it's very easy to see. And there you have a label. You can use it for price levels or any other notes you might need. To remove it, you can either click it, click delete, or hit delete. With charts, you can also zoom in and zoom out by clicking these magnifying glasses. You can choose the different time frames either here or here. You can actually toggle on templates here. You can add indicators here as well. You can toggle between candlestick charts, line charts, and bar charts here. In a nutshell, those are the MT4 basic features. Hope you find this video useful. Thank you for watching and happy trading.